Welcome to the J East Podcast. Every listener matters, and every listen matters. So, I'd like to take this moment to thank you all for listening and supporting the podcast and my channel. Alright? So let's get straight into the episode. Hey, episode number 4. People, we are getting really close to hitting the number 10 episode marker. Baby steps, right? Right. But, with that being said, I'm still super excited about it. I'm even more excited to do it with you guys listening. And I can't wait. But to get there, we have to get through this episode. And we still gotta get through 5 more. So, let's do it. Alright guys, so we have been talking about creating your own path. Right. We've been talking about it all week. I want to continue talking about it here. We've touched on a couple different things. More so in this one, I just want to, kind of go over something. Listen, there is no set way to create your own path, all right? Now, sure, by being an entrepreneur or owning your own business, you can create your own path. But you can also create your own path by working a 9 to 5. You can create your own path by working an overnight job or working minimum wage or, collecting a 40K salary. Listen, creating your own path does not mean that you have to do something different for work or to survive. It doesn't necessarily even mean that you have to make this giant life-altering decision that's going to rock your core and completely shift everything that you've been doing. No. Listen, it's not. It's big, but it's not that grandiose, all right? It's something small that you can do that will have a grandiose effect, but it's not like some grandiose thing where you have to quit your job and decide to start a business or do something that you're not really going to like or something that's going to overwhelm you or exhaust you. That's not necessarily what it is, all right? All it means that in everything that you do it because you want to do it. Not because you were told that that's how it has to get done. That's what it means to create your own path. You can choose to follow the rules, or you can choose to work around the rules. Just remember to remain ethical in either one of those choices. Alright? So don't go and commit crime and say that you're creating your own path. I'm creating my own path by robbing a bank. No. That's not creating your own path. That's creating a crime that's probably going to lead to bad things happening to you, all right? There is nothing wrong with creating your own path as long as you aren't doing something unethical or something dangerous to yourself or others, okay? And in every decision that you make, just remember to remain true to yourself. If you're doing that, then you can create your own path. But don't restrict yourself or your ability, all right? Will it be work? Of course it's going to be work. It has to be work. Everything that's worth it is work. And for worth, there is work required. So, just remember that. Yeah, it's going to be work. But, you don't have to go and do something crazy. Just remember again, everything you do it because you want to do it. Do it how you want to do it. And just remain ethical in your decision and remain true to yourself. All right? Now that I got that out of the way, there are a lot of power and a lot of advantages in creating your own path. I'm not talking about, being able to dictate your own hours or those things. What I mean is creating your own path leads you to being able to claim accountability on your life. It's being able to claim what's yours. Now, that sounds really, I guess, grandiose again, but just think about it like this. When you're not creating your own path and you're following a certain set of rules, or let's say you're following someone else's path, and it doesn't necessarily be that you have to follow that. It's just you've decided to do that for whatever reason, or you feel like you've been pushed to do that. Because you're following a certain path, you're expecting it to go a certain way. And if it doesn't go that way, it's really gut-wrenching. Like there's some power that's lost there. There isn't much to learn there because you're trying to mimic something. You're trying to follow an outline that's been cast, but you don't know exactly if you're wearing the right shoes to do that. See, this is something that I touched on a lot earlier in one of the other mediums, but it's still valid here. And again, if you're doing that, it's kind of hard to hold yourself accountable to it because you've almost built in an excuse to say, oh, well, when he did it or when she did it, they had this. No. All right. If you want to be successful, accountability is required. And the easiest way to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable is to create the path, because when you're creating the path, you can set the goals and the markers that need to occur. Look at this podcast. I set the 10 episode marker. That's not something that's put out there that you hear everybody talking about. At least I don't think so. I don't recall hearing people mention that, but maybe they have. Maybe they said it for themselves, but I didn't get it from anyone else. I got it for myself. I set the 10 episode marker. So I'm holding myself accountable to getting to that marker. Whereas if I was trying to follow what these other people are doing that are wildly successful, and I'm like, oh yeah, can't wait till I get to the 200 episode marker, I might get to episode 50 and something might happen, and instead of being able to acknowledge and look at the strength and the merit and the success that I had to get to 50, I'm going to be so busy being upset that I didn't get to 200, trying to understand why I couldn't get to 200 and they got to 200. And that's when the excuses start getting built in. That's when things start getting kicked in to give you ways out of accepting the fact that you didn't do what you should have done, but you also didn't set a realistic goal for yourself. See, creating your own path leads to you creating your own goals. Creating your own goals leads to you creating your own mini success stories. And that's really what we want. The best thing that you can do every single day is to find a way to prove to yourself that you're being successful. Because every little thing that you do successful will lead to you doing something else successful. It's a chain. And if every one of those chains are linked with success, guess what? When you look at the chain and you can see that you've done 8 successful things, it's easier to get the 9th one done, and then the 10th one, and then the 11th one, and etc. so forth. It's like a snowball effect almost. But you got to hold yourself accountable, and you got to be able to acknowledge those little things when they're happening. You got to be able to create those goals that they're realistic and you can get to them. And when you crush them, you can acknowledge that you crushed it so that you can set the next one that you're going to crush. You see, this is creating your own path. This is the power in creating your own path. So I really would advise everyone to find a way to go create their own path. whatever you want to do. It could be, creating your own path in work. It could be creating your own path in becoming more healthy. It could be creating your own path in weight loss. It could be creating your own path in building muscle, creating your own path in cutting down on sugars, or creating your own path in just living better. Whatever it is, create your own path. And I don't want you to get, mixed up, and I don't want you to get confused. I'm not saying that you can't take anything from anyone else. You can take little things from people here and there. If you want to take chunks from people too, that's fine too. But all I'm saying is, you can't take someone's entire path that they've created, or their entire path that they walked, that they've been pretty much, building towards for X amount of time in their life, without you knowing all the details as to how they were able to walk it. And it's going to be really hard for you to get every single detail. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't have Mark Zuckerberg's phone number. I can't call him up and ask him what was he eating on all of those days when he was working on what ended up becoming Facebook. I can't reach out to him. Maybe you can. If you can, cool. But I think there's certain details that he's going to disclose. And then I think there are certain details that, you're just never going to know. So don't worry about trying to follow necessarily what someone else has done. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. And be a leader of yourself. See? Being a leader doesn't mean you have to go and lead a bunch of strangers. You could do that if you feel that that's your gift, if you feel that that's part of your path. But start off by being a leader to yourself. Lead yourself. Then, once you've done that, you could think about leading other people. But lead yourself first. Create your own path. And then when your path, when you're comfortable on your path, if you want to take a moment to step off of your path and help someone else, if you want to go back and help someone follow up in your path, you could do that too if that's what they want. But first, create your own path. Stop worrying about everybody else and create your own first. Stop being a follower. Go be a leader. All right? That's it. This episode is really straight to the point. It's not too much that, I want to drag out. It's not too much that, I want to sit there and try to talk about. It's very straight to the point. This is it. Like, there's no questioning this. There's no, trying to elaborate the point. That's it. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. There's no set way to create your own path. And I just wanted to explain to you what the powers and the advantages are in creating your own path. So, go out there, create your own path, and I will catch you guys in episode number 5. Yeah, there will definitely be a 5. You know why? Because it's part of my path. Later, guys. Hey, guys. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Subscribe and stay tuned to catch the newest episode when it's available. Also, check out my YouTube channel, my blog, and my website. Just Google J East, that's letter J, A, E, East, or go to www.jeast.com. That's www.jeast.com. I know, it's super simple. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I can be found at J_East. Underscore is the shift key and the minus key. Case you didn't know. And just follow me there to stay up to date on everything I'm gonna do. Or you could just say what's up. as always, thanks for supporting, and you'll hear me again real soon. Peace.